Cooking with Jay. It may seem as if I'm cooking, but really I'm not. I'm just here presenting our presentation of the future of television, which was shot in the past, viewed in the future, but we're still living in the present. How's that? And tonight, we'll have a presentation by Standing on Transmedia, and Who Controls the Past Controls the Future, in which I control both worlds by Wes. So sit back and enjoy our presentation. Get off that Facebook, stop texting, because we're going to be the best presentation you've ever seen. Don't be jealous. Enjoy.
We got DJ Puff Mama over here. Anyways, tonight we got a great show for you. We're interviewing Ross Bolin. He's going to tell us about the future of TV. He's some kind of a shaman and can predict the future. So it's going to be a really exciting show we have for you. And here we go. Let's take this out, Puff Mama. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Ross Bolin with us today. Thank you so much for being here, Ross.
Always a pleasure, Wes. Always a pleasure being here.
So we have several big fans of yours who have actually sent tweets to the show.
Bless them.
And, so we have some specific questions here, but I wanted to kind of open things up because, you're known as being able to predict the future.
Yes.
Which is, quite an amazing thing.
It is. It's a curse and a gift. It's a curse and a gift.
I could see how that could be possible. And what I was interested in is how do you go about predicting such a thing? Specifically, you've been able to predict things in the future in that kind of medium.
Well, I used to predict the past, but it just got to be not quite as challenging predicting the past. So I decided to look into predicting the future, and just quite by accident discovered I was quite good at it, actually.
Okay.
By looking into the past to then look into the future. But the future of television is rapidly changing. It's hard to keep up with. But one of the biggest things is that right now there's so much content available, and the do-it-yourself DIY nature of television, viral videos, Funny or Die, entire sketch shows that exist as one little chapter at a time, video on demand, that our whole landscape of watching television has completely changed. In fact, I would say that broadcast TV and shows of this nature might have a hard time even existing in even half a decade, 5 years.
Interesting. So why do you think that would be? Why do you think big networks are going to have such a hard time?
Well, because the viewing public has finally been liberated from having to maintain any sort of broadcast TV schedule. I don't know, you're probably too young, but I can remember very clearly when, Saturday night, CBS, All in the Family, Mary Tyler Moore, The Bob Newhart Show, Carol Burnett, and they only came on once a week, and they came on when they came on. And if you weren't home, or if your antenna went bad, that was it. You didn't get to watch it. There was no catching up with it on YouTube the next day. Nobody was going to post anything to Facebook. You had one shot. In fact, I'm going to tell you a story.
Please do. Please do. Do we have time for that? Okay.
When I was a child, Winnie the Pooh came on once, maybe twice a year on the World of Disney, Sunday nights after church. And Winnie the Pooh was coming on, Wonderful World of Disney one Sunday night, and I had been waiting all week to watch it, and I could not wait, but then the preacher came over to our house, and when we had guests, we were not allowed to watch television. TV had to be off. Now, there was no DVD, there was no VHS, there was no video on demand. You got one shot at Winnie the Pooh, one shot, that was it. We turned the TV off, and I was sitting in the corner, and I was very disturbed. And the preacher said to me, he said, "Ross, you look sad. Is there anything I can do for you?" And I said, "Yes, you can go home so I can watch Winnie the Pooh."
That's fascinating. We've got to go to commercial break. Let's do that. Puff Mama, go ahead and take us out.
Didn't do it. He stayed.
All right, we're back. Thank you, Puff Mama. So, Ross, we're gonna, at this point of the show, we're gonna take a couple of questions from the audience.
Oh, perfect.
And we have our first question from Susie in Vermont.
Oh, Susie in Vermont. I'm sure
Yes.
she's got a winner.
So she wants to know.
PhD Susie.
She wants to know how you see the future of television developing. So maybe you could talk about the big networks, if you see them dwindling down, if you see them going away, maybe Netflix, Hulu, those kind of mediums.
Well, I think I see the major networks shrinking. We've already seen that, also with the advent of their hands going into many pies of various specialty cable networks. The cable networks and the broadcast networks are going to continue to shrink. The pay-per-view and on-demand carriers like Hulu and Netflix are going to continue to grow to a point, but I think even their growth is going to be limited because there's going to be so many of them. I mean, quite frankly, you and I could go out tomorrow and produce our own show and broadcast it through Vimeo or YouTube. What was that? Or write a song, go Gangnam Style, and get 1 billion hits. But the problem is there's no money in it. So that's the question. How can it continue to grow exponentially outward in terms of the variety and an opportunity to create when the chunk of money that's going to pay anyone to do it is not going to grow along with it? That's the question.
Good question. So how someone who can predict the future, do you find yourself predicting the future and asking a question? Is that kind of how you would summarize what you just said?
Well, I see some things clearly, and then other things are not.
Gotcha.
Not so clear.
Okay.
Not so clear. It's kind of like a season of television.
Okay.
Right. I saw as far as the proliferation of do-it-yourself networks, so to speak. Next season, will everyone get paid? It was a cliffhanger.
Okay. We're going to go to the next question. We've got Bonnie from Washington, D.C. And Bonnie wants to know,
Bonnie.
She said she's actually followed you for a while since you've been predicting things
Bonnie!
on the interwebs.
50 feet.
So what she wants to know is, she actually referenced the Truman Show. She said that was something you actually predicted, is that movie coming out before it did, and you actually, summarized what the movie was going to be, and you also, predicted kind of what the reaction was going to be. So, one thing we're interested in or Bonnie is interested in, is the Truman Show. Do you see that kind of format of a television show actually advertising in real time? With the actors, do you see something like that happening, commercial driven instead of the actual commercial breaks?
Yes, I do. It's the obvious extension of the reality television show.
Okay.
The difference being where the reality star is unaware that they live in a reality television show. That would be the next step. Okay. Quite frankly, I think that there are some who have a tenuous grasp on the reality that they live in. I won't name any names, Jersey Shore.
It sounded like you said Jersey Shore, but
No, it was a cold.
okay. Okay. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much, Ross Bolin, for coming out and your insight in the future of TV. We're going to take it out. Puff Mama, take us out.